All right, this next comic, very funny person. He is the first comedian to ever perform at Sturgis. Give it up for Brock Terrano.
Thank you, thank you. Keep it going for your host, everybody. No, being a comedian's a lot of fun. I actually just got back from being on the road. Yeah, thank you. And it was a lot of fun. One of the comedians did piss me off though. Like we were sitting there hanging out at the Airbnb, and he just looks at me and goes, "Brock, how much did you pay for your shoes?" And I'm like, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks. And he goes, "Fuck you, Brock. You have it so easy. I paid $250 for the same pair." Because apparently that makes up for everything else. And on that same tour, after my set, I stepped outside to get some fresh air and just go over my set. And I noticed this drunk guy like a block away. He starts walking towards me. I'm like, ah, shit, this is about to be an event. Because I know how you drunk people are. And sure enough, he gets to me, he stops, he looks at me, and I'm like, ah, shit, here we go. And then he takes out his wallet, and I'm like, well, now I'm invested. And then he hands me his ID. I'm sorry, do you know how fucked up you have to be to think I'm the bouncer? I didn't skip a beat though. I grabbed it. "All good, sir. Have a good night." But no, it is a lot of fun. And like a lot of comedians complain about like cancel culture and like political correctness and stuff like that, which I didn't totally understand until I did one show and I said the word midget during my set. Yeah, how dare I? And after my set, this lady came up to me, and she's like, "You know, midget is an offensive term. I don't know if you knew that." Keep in mind, this bitch was like 5'2". And then she follows it up with, "You should say person of shortness." I'm like, person of shortness? Bitch, did you just call me a POS? I got a question for you guys. Has anybody here ever heard something so stupid that the hamster that spins the wheel inside your brain has a stroke? Because that happened to me today. I was minding my own business, grocery shopping, and from behind me, I hear, "Do midgets live as long as normal people?" I don't know. You know who else doesn't know? Fucking Google. I typed in, "How long do midgets live?" No fucking answer. Then I was like, oh shit, I've never seen an old midget. So now I'm like, fuck, did we age like dogs? Like, what's going on? So apparently I have to thank you all for coming to my Make-A-Wish. Thank you. But no, you tall people, or as I like to call you, biggers. You guys ask me the dumbest shit. Like, my favorite question I've ever been asked, though, is I was hanging out at a bar, playing pool with a friend of mine, and this drunk chick came up to me and just blurts out, "Do you have to stand on a stool to get head?" She found out. Question number 2 is that I get asked all the time is, Brock, do you drive? Are you physically capable of driving? And to be honest, no, I don't. Not that I'm not physically able to, but because I got a DUI. So the state doesn't allow me. Another question I get asked all the time is, Brock, who do you date? Do you date tall women or short women? Which, answer is easy, tall women. Who'd fuck a midget? Like, would you? The longer you take, she said no real quick. Fine, I know who I'm not talking to after the show. And you guys don't know how to interact with me either, you really don't. Like, I was doing a show here, and after my set, I stepped outside to have a cigarette with a couple friends of mine, and this lady came up to me to tell me she liked my set. But she started kneeling down to talk to me. I was like, well, apparently you're a Little League coach. And to be honest, I don't remember what she said, but she might as well have been like, "Hey, big guy. Did you go on stage today?" "That's so cute. Did you write your own jokes?" "Yeah, bitch, I use crayon." I got a question for the ladies in the audience. Is it true that all women want is a movie-style romance? Like, is that really a thing? Yeah. It is? Yeah, see, I personally think it's overrated. I had a movie-style romance. Granted, the movie was Forrest Gump. Because I was a retard and she was a whore. She did have this cute little thing she would do, though. Like, whenever she was mad at me, she wouldn't tell me. She would just put a baby gate in the bedroom doorway. A little passive-aggressive for my taste. But it did make me understand the hatred towards Trump's wall. Yeah, I lost a lot of money in that relationship, but I'm slowly getting it back because of her. And the joke about her. And, all right, so I got to wrap up with this. Like I said earlier, I did get a DUI. And here's what happened. I was coming back from a show. I was feeling great. I got the windows rolled down. Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf is playing. And I see the lights. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I pull over. And by the way, we're all here drinking, having fun. Do me a favor, don't drink and drive. I'm not worried about your safety because statistically speaking, you're not all good people. And here's what happened. So I see the lights, I pull over, I'm like, all right, if I can make the cop laugh, that'll smooth things over and I'll be okay. So the cop comes up to my window and goes, excuse me, do you know I pulled you over? And this is in my arrest report. I said, yeah, did you think I was a child driving? Thank you for laughing. He did not laugh. He just told me to step out of the vehicle. So I did, and obviously I'm under arrest for DUI, which for me stands for driving under the ignition. And I had the luck of being arrested by the one cop in Gig Harbor that drives an SUV. Yeah, some of you guys see where this is fucking going. For me to get into an SUV, I have to physically reach up and climb in. Well, you can't do that when your hands are handcuffed behind you. God, I'm not even drunk and I can't get this in. Fucking, anyway. Well, you can't reach up and climb in when your hands are handcuffed behind you, which means I had to go, excuse me, officer. Would you be so kind and help me into the vehicle? And he fucking did. He picked me up, put me in the car, and buckled me in like a goddamn toddler. And then he took my ass to time out for a week. That's my time. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Brock Terrano, everyone. Give it up for him.